There's no shortage of people who proudly call themselves masters of a particular martial art. But more often than not, those claims fall apart the moment they face real fighters. The reason is simple. When put to the test, their so-called skills crumble in an instant. That's exactly why today you're going to see the truth come to light as these so-called martial arts masters get exposed for who they really are. Take this moment for example. Here's someone who boasts about being a kung fu master on social media, stepping into the ring against an MMA fighter. The big question is, can he back up his claims with real skill? It takes just seconds. One powerful kick from the MMA fighter, and the so-called master is completely overwhelmed, unable to continue. Now moving on to the next fight. This time we have a 70-year-old man who claims to be a Tai Chi master, stepping up to challenge a kickboxer. The question is, can he hold his ground against a trained fighter? By the end, the truth is undeniable. His so-called mastery doesn't hold up, and he's swiftly overpowered by his opponent. Here we go again. Another man claiming to be a kung fu master. But this time, he's daring enough to step into the ring against a young fighter trained in Muay Thai. So, the big question is, can this so-called kung fu master actually take down his opponent? He manages to stay in the ring for a decent amount of time, but in the end, the outcome is inevitable. He's ultimately defeated by the Muay Thai fighter. Now, let's take a look at another so-called master. This time, an MMA fighter steps in to expose the truth behind a man who claims to be a Tai Chi master. And, as expected, it doesn't take long. Within minutes, the so-called master is completely outmatched. A relentless barrage of attacks leaves him helpless, forced to the mat, struggling to endure the pain. The truth is crystal clear. His so-called mastery was nothing but an illusion. A man who claims to be a kung fu expert steps into the ring to face off against a professional boxer. It's obvious. He has no idea what he's gotten himself into.
That's it.
Despite becoming little more than a human punching bag for the boxer, to his credit, he refuses to back down, even as he takes a relentless beating. Now, let's talk about an MMA fighter on a mission to expose fake martial arts masters. This time, he's found the perfect opponent, a so-called Tai Chi master ready to test his skills in the ring. Pay close attention to what happens next.
比赛开始了，我们看到肖东立刻让田野无法站立。再来，你再给我拳，我再来。
At this point, you have to wonder, was the MMA fighter even taking this fight seriously?
那还没见到一个肘法只用左右手的直拳，后手。
This fight is a little different. This time, a street fighter steps up to challenge a professional boxer. But just watch what happens next. With a single devastating punch, the street fighter is knocked out cold. Now, in another showdown, a kickboxer faces off against a man who claims to be a Tai Chi master, but the real question is, does he actually have the skills to back up that claim? It takes just 5 seconds for the kickboxer to completely dismantle the so-called Tai Chi master. Who would have thought a Shaolin monk would have the courage to step into the ring against a professional boxer? So, does this turn into a thrilling, high-intensity fight? In the last fight, we saw a Tai Chi master take on a boxer, but this time, he's up against a kickboxer. Let's see how this one unfolds.
Ooh, this boxer is headhunting.
With just one devastating punch, the so-called Tai Chi master has no choice but to accept defeat. Meanwhile, a Kung Fu practitioner walks into a boxing gym and boldly challenges one of the fighters inside. But what happens next is far beyond what anyone expected. Now, up next, we have an MMA fighter eager to test himself against a man claiming to be a Wing Chun master. This fight will settle one thing. Does he truly deserve that title? Let's find out. In just one round, the so-called Wing Chun master is completely defeated. But that's not the only intense showdown. This next matchup is just as thrilling. A kickboxer steps into the ring against a Kung Fu expert. So, what happens when these two contrasting styles collide? In the end, one powerful punch from the kickboxer sends the Kung Fu fighter crashing to the mat. And now, for the final fight. This time, a Tai Chi practitioner takes on a regular kickboxer. So, how does this one unfold? Well, it doesn't take long. The kickboxer swiftly takes down the Tai Chi fighter with ease.